Hello and happy Valentine's Day. It's February 14th, 2025. And I hope everybody's having a good day. I hope you have something special planned. I got my Valentine's Day heart that somebody gave me, a coworker to spread the Valentine's Day cheer. So a lot of people, whether they are super excited about Valentine's Day or not, will have different gift ideas and or struggle to get an idea of something. So for those people who are super excited about Valentine's Day and super excited about buying things and think that it's a good opportunity to boost the economy, you can get things like traditional flowers or chocolates, like a teddy bear or something. And that's great and all. But for those who maybe think that Valentine's Day is a cash grab, you might be looking for some other gift ideas. So maybe you just give somebody a hug, give your significant other a hug and tell them you appreciate them. That might be worth something, especially if you don't do that often. Maybe you get a gift that's outside the box. Maybe you do what I did and get some socks. My wife's name starts with M. So her favorite color is also red, which is nice for Valentine's Day. So I've got the M red socks that I busted out today. I found them on the Nintendo website. I wonder why they're selling M socks. Must have been for my wife. You could also make a card or something from the heart, something that's artistic. Like I threw a little something together. So she doesn't watch this live, so it won't spoil the surprise. But like master artist right here. So I'll give that to her. It'll surprise her. She'll love it because it's from the heart. So any of that kind of stuff. But as long as it comes from here, that's actually where your heart is. And then I put my fake heart there. So anyway, some Valentine's Day gift ideas for those who are procrastinating. What I actually got my wife for Valentine's Day was a new furnace because ours went out this week. So that was pretty awesome. That is a huge unexpected purchase. So she got some heat. I'm sure she'll be happy to hear that that's her gift. But sometimes those kind of things rear their head when you least expect it. But it's so cool that you can't say no or put that kind of thing off. So we had to get that done. But it's all fixed now, which is good. In terms of medical stuff, I've had a lot of patients sick with COVID, flu, upper respiratory stuff. Flu has been ravaging everybody around here. And it's been a struggle to try to get people feeling better because Tamiflu will do a little bit for people. Most people aren't even appropriate for it. You have to be kind of higher risk to be eligible for that. Some pharmacies don't have it. Some people presented with symptoms after that. So you kind of have to treat symptoms. And one of my go-to medications for symptom relief is prednisone. I prescribe a lot of it, and it's really helped me out this week, past couple of weeks. So prednisone is an anti-inflammatory steroid. Now, when people hear the word steroid, they think like building you up anabolic steroids, but no, it's an anti-inflammatory steroid, and it's got so many uses. You can use it for, like what I'm doing right now, upper cystic cough, shortness of breath, wheezing, rashes, any kind of allergic reaction, inflammatory bowel disease, edema or swelling in the brain, acute pain I'll often use it for, like acute back pain, autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis or lupus. It's got all these different uses, and it's just a very potent medication. If you're prescribed prednisone, you go online and look up some of the side effects. You can read some scary things. But you kind of have to differentiate prednisone used in the short term versus the long term because it's very different. A short term prescription, like a 5-day burst, which is the only way I prescribe it, it's easy and convenient. You do have to watch out for insomnia. So I tell all my patients to take usually it's 2 tablets in the morning for 5 days, and then you can quit the burst. I usually tell them to take it as soon as they can in the morning to try to prevent some of that insomnia, but it can do that. It can raise blood sugars. So you have to be super careful about pre-diabetics and diabetics. It can be used in those patient populations, but you have to be really careful and counsel on really watching the carbohydrate intake, because not only will the blood sugars rise because of the medicine, but blood sugars are also going to rise in diabetes when you're acutely ill. So it could be a double effect on that blood sugar. You could get an upset stomach on it, so it's not a bad idea to take it with food. It could cause agitation, especially in people who have maybe some baseline agitation or mood problems. So that's another thing you need to watch out for. So that's kind of what to expect in the short term. For the long term, it's a lot more potentially scary. It requires close monitoring because you can have things like acute psychosis. You can have osteoporosis, which is the thinning of the bones over time. It can cause cataracts, Cushing syndrome, and decreases the body's immune response. So something called immunosuppression. And it can affect the adrenal glands, cause seizures, and cause congestive heart failure and diabetes. So really scary stuff, especially if you're just looking this up online. But the vast majority of the time, if you're just doing a burst treatment, it's very safe and effective. And you get that potent anti-inflammatory action for those 5 days, and it might last a little bit longer than that. And another nice thing is prednisone's really cheap, so I don't have to worry about there being a financial barrier to patients getting it. I see a lot of providers, especially in ERs and urgent cares, prescribing Medrol dose packs instead of prednisone. Those are fine. They're nice in theory because you start off with, it's a declining dose. You start off with, I think, 6 tabs, and the next day you take 5, then 4, 3, 2, 1. I just haven't found the efficacy there with the Medrol dose packs. I've had so many patients who will take one and have no improvement in symptoms. So I don't prescribe those anymore at all. I'll just do a burst of prednisone, 40 milligrams a day for 5 days. And a vast majority of the times, it's going to take care of the acute symptoms and people be on their way. So I prescribe it quite a bit, really relied on it this week, and patients have done pretty well on it. But you do have to be mindful of those potential adverse effects. Another thing I ran into this week was a patient was asking me about prebiotics and probiotics. So in our intestines, we have, or at our GI tract, in our GI tract, we have good bacteria and bad bacteria. And the good bacteria help to digest things and they keep us healthy. And actually a lot of chronic disease is due to there being an imbalance between the good and bad bacteria. So people have sometimes taken probiotics to help restore those numbers of good bacteria and get healthier with whatever it is that's ailing them. So a prebiotic, though, is basically a certain type of fiber that the good bacteria, what a probiotic would be, what they feed on. So this type of fiber is found in certain fruits and vegetables and beans and legumes. So an easy way to think about it would be if you get beans in your diet, bananas, berries, onions. I think asparagus has prebiotics. Those are some natural ways to get those healthy prebiotics, the healthy food for the good bacteria in your gut to restore things, whether you've had an acute diarrheal illness like with flu, or if you're just feeling sluggish and down and having a hard time maintaining weight, maybe you need to give your give that bacteria in your gut some food so it can thrive. And a way to get some more probiotics naturally would be to eat fermented fruits or fermented foods like sauerkraut and kefir and kombucha. That kombucha tea. I've never tried that, but those are easy ways to get it more naturally. You can buy probiotic like capsules. I usually just tell patients to get, people who want to try it, tell them to get the cheapest, highest number of that and see if it helps. It's not very likely to harm things at all, and it very well could help. So usually it's a decent idea. I thought about using some one time for some kind of acute illness, and I went to the pharmacy and I was like, oh, it's that expensive for like this small number of pills. I was like, I'm not. I was too cheap that day. I wasn't feeling that bad apparently because I didn't end up getting it. But that's something that people can try. But that's all I got. So I hope everybody has a nice Valentine's Day. Spend it with your significant other. If you don't have a significant other, I hope you can find one. But you got a couple of hours maybe before you're going to be on the hook for getting something. I can't wait to see what my wife got me. She hasn't gotten me anything. No, I don't care. I don't care if I get anything. It's just I'm glad that I have a Valentine, somebody who loves me at home, and my kids, and all my family members who love me. So have a great night. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next time.